I'm a big fan of publicity that has to be usable and reusable. Now, when that article comes out, I will immediately contact every other publication they have. Corporate meetings, corporate incentives, financial, it runs off the page. Their total subscriber base is over 250,000 meeting planners. Now, I could bust my chops and try to get in the Wall Street Journal. Yeah, they got a circulation of 16 million people. How many of them are meeting planners? How many of them are meeting planners looking for somebody for publicity? See, I'm kind of in a weird situation. I'm walking around telling you guys how to exploit the media's insatiable appetite for information. Then I'm asking the media to print a story on how to stick it to them. I have a little problem, y'all. I got like a built-in wall that some of y'all just don't quite have. This lady never saw it coming. The point is, I'll call her as soon as it goes out, and I'll send it out all over again to all of these different publications. Now what am I going to do with it? Well, then I'm going to do something that I learned to do many, many years ago. You can rent. Matter of fact, let me see if I can find the lady's name here. I'm getting old. Margie Briganti for list rental. If I go back to Association Meetings Magazine and I call Margie up and say, I want 5,000 meeting planners who live in Alabama, Tennessee. I don't like to fly, y'all. Sorry, I just don't. Who live in Florida, Alabama, Tennessee, et cetera, et cetera. I want them all to be corporate meeting or association meeting planners with employees of X amount of size that are planning conferences in the next 12 months. You think you can't buy that information? You're wrong. For $5, I could buy all of y'all's credit card numbers. All you got to do is ask for it. You rent the phone appended list, which means it's got the telephone numbers. Now you drop a direct mail piece to all the people that just read an article in a magazine that's the industry standard and just read an article by you. You think they'll take your call? Do you think that they'll listen? Do you think that they'll pay attention, particularly if it's something new? Now all of a sudden I got a list of 5,000. I could do 42,000 if I wanted to. And I worked that over and over and over again. And there are 42,000 subscribers. Now I can bust it again, get in the Wall Street Journal, get in the Birmingham News, get in the New York Times, which are all good things. But where are you going to put your effort? Where are you going to put your time? I don't know about you guys. I might look 29, but I actually have kids. And I got teenage kids. I'm raising kids. I've got a little farm that I have to deal with. I got things in my life that I want to do. I don't have time for all of that. I want to find the people that can hire me and then exploit that list over and over and over and over again. You've got this right in front of you. I don't know if you've picked up on it or not, but all of these different publications out there accept solicitations. Now some of them are not as blatant as this one where they want them sent. Did anybody turn by chance to this page? This is a magazine which is published by the Professional Meeting Planners Association. Professional Meeting Planners Association. If you will look in the list to the left, the link list, there's a link there that says, and I quote, submit an article. Are there any speakers in this room, show of hands, that typically get hired by people that hire speakers for meetings? This is their magazine. They're asking to hear from you. There's a publication out there called Presentations. I don't have it with me. Presentations magazine on the very back page has a thing called Speaker's Notes. If you contact them, they will publish you as a speaker. Now, what would happen if you spoke on presentation skills, Mr. Tracy, and you had an article published in the back of this magazine, and after it came out, you asked them to sell you or rent you 5,000 of their meeting planners that hire speakers for presentation skills, and then you spend the next 6 or 7 weeks paying somebody $10 an hour to follow up on the people that just read an article about you. And then you have the reprint rights, and then you have the direct mail rights, and then you can send the article over and over and over and over and over and over again. If you'll look at the postcard that I gave you, I'm stepping out of the camera. Y'all just going to have to forgive me. There is, in the upper left-hand corner, an article written by Michael Hart that says Business Marketing 2002. The rules have changed. There's also a Business Marketing 2003, a Business Marketing 2004, a Business Marketing 2005, 6, 7, and guess what? The rules have changed, but the words in the article haven't. I've been recirculating this one for 7 years now. And you think it won't go places. This is one place that it went, the Birmingham Business Journal. Not a super big publication, granted. But if you go to the Birmingham Business Journal's website, they list all the other business journals in the United States of America that picked it up and ran it for free. This same article appeared in Houston, Dallas, St. Louis, Orlando, San Francisco, Charlotte, did I say Houston? Et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. These big corporate conglomerations, they actually inventory their articles, and then they put them online, and people can go in. And you know why I didn't find this? Because they actually took the article. It says outside training firm gives insights. That wasn't the name of the article. I don't even remember the original name of the article. But they had changed the article, which is why it was so hard for me to find it. But the point is, they circulated it over and over and over and over again. And it didn't cost a dime. 22 paid speaking engagements last year that I can directly trace to somebody that saw me somewhere and never got a peep from me, a letter from me, or nothing from me. And the neat thing about it is, because I speak on publicity, and they went and called me because of the publicity, they bring me in as a publicity expert because that's the reason that they hired me. So the whole dynamic changes. And you can do it over and over and over and over again. These are what's called sister publications. I wasn't going to share this with you. And by the way, I know I talk fast. I am jacked up on caffeine. I drove all day yesterday to get here. If somebody has something they want to say or ask, just jump on in there because I'm just not going to stop until I get done.
When you look at the recirculation of the articles, how much do you think that came to a dollar value with none of that money coming out of your own?
I can't guarantee a single dollar if the truth be told. I do know this, it's out there in the public domain, and I have been hired to speak at events that came years later. Now, I have spoken in Houston twice, and this is, I'm embarrassed to admit this. I don't know because I didn't ask. And I'm going to tell you something else too. If you think for one moment that you're just going to do everything that I've just told you to do, you're wrong. You just can't. There's just no time. I'm not up here to do a commercial. I will tell you that most of my philosophies and strategies are on CDs. They're 2 CDs. They're a couple of hours long. If by chance you picked up one of these, you can't do it all. If you do, your head will fall off. These are things I did over the course of a 10-year career. I picked and pulled, and right now all I'm doing is trade publications. That's all I'm doing. I just don't need anything more. ISN and their marketing department handles my calls for me, but it frees me up to do the publicity stuff because the publicity has so many more uses. They go in my press kits. The articles go in my press kits. Yeah, you can call the people back and get some great leads out of it, but the neat thing about it is you don't have to write 22 different articles. You write one, you tweak it. The one that I did for Association Magazine, I'll take the word association out and put insurance companies in. It's the same article. And you just recycle the stuff over and over and over again. So what I do, just so you know, I don't just stick it out there. I'm a big advocate of being proactive. Let's just call it aggressive, arrogant, obnoxious, pushy. So when I put it out there, I'm going to call the people back. I'm going to ask for the insight. I'm going to ask for the lead. I want to do it over and over and over again.